Поехали.
The Russia-Ukraine war has evolved into more than just a battlefield. It's become a real-world testing ground for some of the most advanced military hardware in the world. And it's not just Russian or Ukrainian tech in play. Many of the armored vehicles rolling across this conflict zone are supplied by Ukraine's NATO allies, turning the war into a high-stakes showcase for Western engineering. Across countless battlefield clips, we've seen these machines in action, and often we've seen them destroyed or abandoned. But what happens when one of these powerful armored vehicles doesn't get blown up, but gets captured instead? That's exactly what's making headlines now, with reports of a Swedish armored vehicle falling into Russian hands. So, what does this mean, and why does it matter? Let's break it down. On April 25, 2025, footage surfaced showing Russian soldiers operating a Swedish Pansarbandvagn 302 or PBV 302 armored personnel carrier, now bearing a Russian flag. The accompanying caption indicated that this vehicle had become a Russian trophy in the Kursk region. Notably, the PBV 302 appeared undamaged and operational, suggesting it could be repurposed by Russian forces against Ukraine. This wasn't the first report of such a capture. A month earlier, on March 25th, a Telegram channel reported that a PBV 302 had been seized as a trophy in the Kursk region. The post mentioned that Russian troops had been monitoring these vehicles since they were delivered to Ukraine in the fall of the previous year. Before they could be fully deployed, several were already en route to the Kursk region, and now one has joined the diverse collection of captured equipment, colloquially referred to as the Kursk Zoo. Further reports from March 13th indicated that Russian fiber optic drones had destroyed several Ukrainian armored vehicles in the Kursk region, including a PBV 302. The footage also showed other destroyed vehicles, such as the Bushmaster, BMP-1, and M1A1 Abrams. It's worth noting that all the incidents mentioned here happened in the Kursk region. The Kursk region, once a quiet border zone in western Russia, has now become one of the most symbolically and strategically significant flashpoints of the entire Russia-Ukraine war. Following Ukraine's unexpected incursion into Russian territory in August 2024, an operation that saw over 1,300 square kilometers and more than 100 settlements briefly fall under Ukrainian control, Russia launched an aggressive counteroffensive that culminated in the alleged full recapture of Kursk by April 2025. This prolonged and intense fighting in the Kursk area has turned it into more than just a battleground. It's become a collection point for captured Ukrainian and NATO-supplied military equipment, with Ukrainian forces stretched thin and facing consistent drone and artillery bombardment. Many Western armored vehicles, some relatively new to the theater, have been abandoned, destroyed, or seized by Russian units during their push to reclaim the region. More importantly, Russian military has a history of repurposing captured Western military equipment. Examples include Polish and Czech T-72 M1 tanks, Ukrainian modernized T-72 AMT, and T-64 BV tanks, and even American Humvee SUVs. Currently, the 155th Separate Guards Marine Brigade is reportedly using an American M2A2ODSSA, Bradley infantry fighting vehicle for training exercises. Over the past 3 years of the special military operation in Ukraine, the Russian armed forces have acquired a significant amount of captured weapons and equipment. Notably, reports have emerged of Russian forces seizing Swedish BMP-CV 9040 infantry fighting vehicles, of which Ukraine had previously received about 50 units. The CV-9040 has been in production since 1993 and is also in service with the armies of Norway, Finland, and Denmark. The capture of Western armored vehicles by Russian forces carries significant military, political, and strategic consequences. From an intelligence and technical perspective, Vehicles like the PBV-302, CV-9040, M1 Abrams, and Bradley IFVs offer Russia a rare opportunity to study Western armor, fire control systems, electronics, and survivability features. By reverse engineering these vehicles, Russia can develop more effective countermeasures, improve its munitions and electronic warfare capabilities, and refine battlefield tactics. These insights may also be shared with Russian allies, potentially accelerating their own military technology development. There is also a powerful propaganda aspect. Russian state media can showcase images and videos of captured Western armor to boost domestic morale, assert battlefield superiority, and cast doubt on the effectiveness of Western military aid. Internationally, these captures can be used to undermine public support in Western countries for continued assistance to Ukraine by portraying Western equipment as vulnerable or ineffective. Operationally, the loss of Western armored vehicles can temporarily degrade Ukrainian combat capabilities in affected sectors. This may force Ukraine to adapt its tactics, restrict the use of Western vehicles in high-risk operations, or enhance recovery and demolition protocols to prevent further captures. Politically and strategically, persistent losses and captures might prompt Western governments to reassess the types, quantities, and delivery timelines of military equipment sent to Ukraine. There could also be increased scrutiny over the security and end use of sensitive technologies, leading to tighter export controls or modifications in future aid packages. In the long term, both NATO and Russian military planners will analyze these incidents to refine their doctrines, training, and equipment development for future conflicts involving peer or near-peer adversaries. Lessons learned from the battlefield will influence how armored warfare is conducted and how military technologies evolve. After all, this isn't the first time captured. Western gear has been picked apart for intel. But what's happening in Ukraine takes it to another level. From PBV-302 to Bradley IFVs, these battlefield trophies aren't just being studied in secret labs. They're being paraded in front of cameras, fueling both strategic insights and propaganda wins. The war in Ukraine is no longer just about territory. It's becoming a proving ground for military tech, a live experiment in 21st century warfare. And every captured tank or APC isn't just a loss on the battlefield. It's a lesson for the next generation of warfighters. What do you think? Should captured military technology be put on display? Or does that cross a line between intelligence gathering and psychological warfare? That's all for today. Thank you for watching.